Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'll be sharing with you a more powerful process than we would normally use for the law of attraction. Now, I believe that this process can radically change the kind of results you get because it helps us get more to the core of who we are. Now, a lot of times with the law of attraction, the focus is on getting something that is outside of ourselves and bringing it into our experience. Now, the problem with this sometimes is that then what happens is the emphasis gets placed on the fact that what you want is not here now. And it's almost like that feeling of not having it, that feeling of lack, then negates us actually experiencing the different opportunities that could come into our life. So with this, it's about getting to the roots of who you're being in the present moment. And if you've been watching my videos, you know that I always say this: we don't attract in our life that which we want, but we always attract a reflection of who you are being, of who we are being. Now, with this process, it's about becoming who you prefer to be. It's about realizing that the reality that you want to experience exists right now, in this moment. It's simply about mimicking the behaviors, the belief systems of the version of you that's doing exactly what you prefer to be doing. So, just to give a little bit of context for this video, and I've explained it before, I like using the symbol of understanding parallel realities because what this helps us to do is to understand that the probability exists right now in this moment of us experiencing what we want. So just to summarize it as quickly as I can, the idea is that the only moment that exists is this moment right now, that every possibility you can possibly imagine exists right now in this moment, and that what we think of as movement is the shifting through different parallel realities. Now we have our brain, which connects us into time-space reality. We have memory, so we can connect all of these together. But the idea is that every separate frame is a completely different parallel reality. And when we start to understand this more and more, we can see that to shift to the parallel reality that we prefer, we have to start to change who we are being in the present moment, which means the beliefs that we have, the self-image that we have. And as we begin to do that, we then increase the probabilities for us to experience what we want. So the reality exists right now where you are living your passion, where you are doing what you want to be doing. And all you have to do is these three simple processes I'm going to share with you. Now, the first one is to simply see it. Now, seeing it is about the intention. It's about imagining the perfect version of yourself, of what you would be doing. Now, right now, imagine what you would love to be doing, what you'd love to be doing for a living. Imagine the way that you would interact with other people. Imagine the kind of body language that you would have, the way you would carry yourself when you're walking around. Now, imagine all the different nuances to that. And as you start to imagine that, you can start to see that there's a certain way you carry yourself, there's a certain beliefs that you would have about yourself, and that's about seeing the kind of beliefs that you'd have about who you are, the kind of self-image that you would have, as you begin to peer into this potential reality that exists right now in this moment. That is the first step. Now, the second step is to simply feel into that. Now think of it like this: that probability exists right now in this moment. Now what will help bridge that potentiality to where you are now is the feeling. The feeling is the bridge. The feeling is what's going to open up the opportunities for things to happen in our life. So begin to feel into that. Now, all you simply have to do is imagine that reality of you doing exactly what you want to be doing, of you acting the way you would be acting, of you seeing other people and conversating in that way. As you begin to imagine it more and more, and as you get into the details of it, if you close your eyes and do it and you view it as if it were happening now, the brain does not know the difference between what it is imagining to what is actually happening. So the more that you do this, the easier it becomes, but eventually, if you put the awareness out of the head and into the heart, you will begin to feel it more and more. Now that feeling is a symbol for you for the state of being that you prefer to be in. And what you can begin to do is to just do this for at least 10 minutes a day. I suggest doing it 10 minutes either right when you wake up or right before you go to bed, or both if you can. But the more that you do this and that you feel into it, the more that you are bridging that potential reality into where you are right now. Now the third step is to simply be it. Now this means that you begin and you simply make a decision that that is who you are now. You've let go of the old self-identity that you have, that the old reality that you were living in, and you simply decide that that is who you are now, and that what you can then begin to do is to take on the beliefs of that version of you, begin to take on the self-image of that version of you, simply decide that's who you are now and begin to take action doing that. For example, for me, and I've used this example before, but seeing where who I prefer to be, part of that meant that I had to start creating videos every single day. Now, as I take the action of creating more videos, what I am doing is becoming more of the version of myself that I prefer to be, and that is beginning to anchor that state of being into me more and more, that self-image into me more and more, that beliefs that I would have about myself more and more. So it's a simple process of seeing, of feeling, of being. See it, become clear as to who you prefer to be, see the beliefs that you'd have about yourself, begin to feel into it more and more just by taking 10 minutes a day to do so. The feeling is the bridge that connects you to that potentiality, and then simply decide that you're going to be it. Come out of it knowing that you have changed, knowing that that's who you are now. And a simple tip for this as well is that life is like a mirror, which means that if you're looking at it, you know that you must first change before the reflection will change. Now the power in this is knowing that for a period of time you will get an echo of your old self-image, of the old person that you were being, but as you begin to reinforce the frame of who you prefer to be, eventually your life will reflect that back to you. So don't need the reflection to change before you change. Continue to hold your frame for who you prefer to be. Let go of all the conditioning that no longer serves you. And the more that you do that, the more that you see you can embody who you prefer to be. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, share it if you found it of value, and as always, I will see you guys on the next video. Peace, much love, namaste. All right, bye.